This yoga practice is a short practice designed for those of you who haven't been on the floor in a while, and just to kind of get you starting to do a gentle yoga practice that involves being on the floor. So you'll want to have a chair next to you. You'll want to have a yoga block and a folded up blanket. So if you have a hard time getting down to the floor, a nice thing that you can do is holding onto your chair, come down onto one knee and then the other, and then take your time kind of sitting sideways and then bringing the legs around. So we're going to actually start out lying on your back with knees bent. So as you settle in, make yourself comfortable. If your head and neck are not comfortable here, you can take your folded blanket and place it under your head and neck. Only as much as you need. We don't want to add too much support there, just to keep you neutral. And now in this position, we're going to quiet the breath down and become centered. So feel your body melting into gravity. And then begin to notice the natural flow of the breath, just as it is. And as you feel the breath flowing, notice where the inhale begins and ends and where the exhale begins and ends. Notice the pause between the breaths. So now getting into the rhythm of the breath at the end of your natural inhale, stretch it out a little bit longer. At the end of the exhale, stretch it out a little bit longer, still allowing the pause between the breaths. And if it's comfortable, place your hands on the lower belly, feeling the belly rising and falling. And on your next exhale, exhale a little bit longer. Still allowing the full comfortable inhale. And as you exhale longer, you'll feel the abdominal muscles naturally activating to squeeze out the air. And then on the inhale, releasing to allow the belly to rise. On each exhale, contract, blowing it out, and then release for the inhale. After your next exhale, relax, allowing the natural breath, and straighten out the right leg. And when you get there, let it go. So as you release the leg, release any gripping in the leg. The leg might want to roll out to the side. If it does, just let it go there. And at the same time, soften in your body wherever you can. And then keeping that inner softness, rotate the leg back to neutral and move into an ankle pump on the right, moving toes toward the nose. Toes point away, moving from the ankle. Just warming up the ankle, the calf, and the shin, moving circulation, not trying to get a deep stretch right now. And relax, bend the right knee, and slowly straighten out the left leg. And when you get there, let it go. And as you release the weight of the leg, release anywhere else that you can. If you're gripping a thought or a worry, see if you can soften your grip on that. Keeping the inner softness, rotate the leg back to neutral and move into the ankle pump on the left. Moving from the ankle, toes toward the nose and toes point away. Again, moving circulation, warming up, no strain. This is not a big stretch right now. and then relax. Bend the left knee so both knees are bent. And then take a slow inhale. On the exhale, engage the pelvic floor, engage abdominals, gently curl pubic bone toward the navel. On the inhale, release abdominals and pelvic floor. So if there's no movement here, that is just fine. Just on the exhale, engage pelvic floor and abdominals, or there might be a small tilt of the pelvis. On the inhale, release with control. So the pelvic floor muscles are that hammock-shaped group of muscles. They're a diamond-shaped group that go from pubic bone to sit bone, pubic bone to tailbone, sit bone to sit bone. Sorry. Like a hammock under the pelvis, providing support for the spine and all your internal organs. And next time you release, let go all the way. And now gently hug the right knee in, either hands on top of the shin or holding between the thigh and the calf. Or use a strap around your leg if that feels best for you. And then straighten out the left leg wherever it comfortably goes. Press the left heel into the floor and bend both ankles, toes toward the nose. Lower right foot to the floor, bend the left knee. Hug it in and straighten out the right leg. Ground through the heel, bend the ankles, toes toward the nose. So you're always moving only within your comfort zone. And release. So you could choose, now bend both knees again. You could choose to repeat that deep core contraction with the little tilt, or move into the bridge with breath pose. If you're moving into the bridge, bend the knees a little bit further, place your yoga block between the knees, keeping a light to moderate squeeze on the block. If you have support under your head for this pose, move it off to the side, because your neck will need room to move for this. So keeping a light to moderate squeeze on the block, arms are at your sides, turn the palms in to face your body. This is easier on your shoulders. And on your inhale, press into the feet, lift the hips and the arms wherever you comfortably go. On the exhale, release back down with control. Follow your slow, smooth breath. More is not better. Doing it slowly and with control is better. Let your breath guide the pace, that slow, smooth breath that you practiced earlier. And next time you release, let go all the way. Move the yoga block off to the side and let the knees be a little bit less bent. And now once again, bring the right knee in toward the chest and straighten out the left leg. Ground through the heel, bend the ankles, and breathe. And if this is not comfortable on the knee, remember you can hold between the thigh and the calf as another option. Feel the belly rising and falling, even as other parts of the body are very active and holding. And lower, right foot to the floor, bend the left knee, hug it in. Straighten out the right leg. Ground through the heel, bend the ankles, toes toward the nose. And lower, left foot to the mat. Bend the right knee, and we're going to move into our windshield wiper pose. Walk your feet to the outer edges of your yoga mat so the feet are facing straight ahead still, but they're just wider apart. Arms are out to the sides with the palms facing the ceiling. If shoulders at a 90-degree angle is not comfortable, you can bring the arms down lower to make it more comfortable. If you have tightness through the chest and you cannot be open this way, you could prop your arms on pillows until they're comfortable. And on your slow exhale, gently turn your head to the right as the knees melt with control to the left. On the inhale, bring head and knees back to center. And on the exhale, turn your head left as the knees melt with control to the right. On each slow inhale, head and knees come back to center. On each slow exhale, head and knees move in opposite directions. Next time you come back to center, bring the arms down to your sides and walk the feet hip width apart. And as you rest here, feel the shoulders melting open. And now we're going to come up to hands and knees. So to do this, roll onto your side, pause and breathe as needed, and then come up onto the elbow. So to move onto hands and knees, if you haven't been here in a while, this might not be comfortable for your knees or the tops of your feet if it's hard for you to have your feet flat on the floor this way. So having your knees on the blanket can then give support to the knees, makes it more comfortable, and the feet are less stretched. Then if you've done that, hands on the mat, roll up the front of the mat so it's thick enough so that you're more level here, wrists and knees. Then press into your hands, feel the shoulders activate. If you're like me and your elbows hyperextend or go backwards, create a little micro bend so they're just straight, not locked. And then take a slow inhale. On the exhale, curl the tailbone under, around the spine, releasing neck and head. On the inhale, open up, like the cow part of the pose. Cows have a saggy back. On the exhale, curl the tailbone under and around like a cat arching its back. When you're ready, come back to neutral. Take your time, and now we'll come up to standing. Keep breathing as you move. Deep breath. Hold on to the chair as needed. And onto your leg can be helpful too. And then as you come up, squeeze your butt muscles together, the glute set. Okay. Beautiful. So now standing with feet hip width apart. Lift just the toes, keeping the balls of the feet touching the floor. Activate the quadriceps, engage abdominals, lengthen up through the crown of the head. Gently turn the palms forward and feel the soft openness through the chest. Keep that openness as you release the arms. Keep this activation as you lower and spread the toes. Now if everything drooped forward again, come back. Once the toes are down, imagine 4 corners under each foot, 2 in the front, 2 in the back. Root down equally through the 4 corners. As you press down, feel yourself lengthening up. So you're moving in 2 directions, creating space in the hips and in the spine. Now find a little bit of softness there. So I like to think of a tree. It's grounded, it's strong, and it's able to go with the flow when the wind comes. Okay? Bring hands together at heart center. Exhale. On the inhale, arms out to the side and overhead. On the exhale, lower, left arm down. Ground and lengthen, either stay there or gently side bend. Press into the feet, left arm up. Lower the right arm down, ground and lengthen. Maybe melt, but if you're crunching or there's pain, back it up. And press into the feet. This saves your back, and hinge back up. And bring hands together at heart center. Beautiful. So now you can move into a position that's comfortable for you, whether that's sitting in your chair or lying on the couch or your bed or on the floor. I'm going to take you through a very gentle, guided, healing light meditation. So softly close your eyes in your comfortable position. And as you rest here, imagine your body surrounded by beautiful colored healing light. Whatever color comes to you is the color of healing for you right now. Let that color become stronger and brighter, clearer. Just enjoying that pure colored light. And as you watch, that colored healing light begins to flow into the crown of your head, bathing every cell, every tissue, every organ. So as it bathes the brain, the sinuses, the ears, and the eyes, you can feel the benefits of that healing light in your body right now, flowing down into the jaw and mouth. That healing light is flowing through the throat and neck. As you watch, it also moves into the shoulders, and you can see that healing light flowing down through the upper arms to the elbows, down through the forearms into the wrists and hands, all the way to the fingertips. That colored healing light is flowing into your body. And at the same time, that colored healing light is flowing into the chest and the upper back, bathing every cell, every tissue, every organ in that colored healing light. And as you watch, that light continues to flow down into the abdomen and the mid-back, bathing every cell, every tissue, and every organ. And you can see the light in your body right now, moving down into the pelvis and the low back, bathing every cell, tissue, and organ. And that colored healing light is flowing into the hips, through the upper legs to the knees, through the lower legs into the ankles and feet, all the way to the tips of the toes. That colored healing light flows through your body right now. And seeing your body full of light, you notice that the light is more concentrated in the areas that need it the most. You see the light getting brighter in those areas, and you can feel the benefits of that healing light in the areas that need it the most. Just enjoying the process. Your body is always healing itself, and you have the ability to strengthen this process, which you are doing right now. Knowing that the areas that need it most are receiving the most healing light, you can bring awareness again to your entire body filled with light. And you can see that the light extends even beyond your physical body, surrounding you and filling your body. And knowing that this process continues and will be strengthened even when we move away from this meditation, you can start to allow your image of the light to disperse. The process continues. And gently open your eyes, and if you're sitting, bring hands to heart center. If you're lying down, you can either rest there or come back to sitting. And at the end of our yoga practice, we say a greeting to each other that means my spirit honors your spirit. Namaste.